for 5 hours straight of Hafeman Bros. 5 hours straight. How about 5 minutes? Ben, you're going to be excited about this cool new thing I got. I'm waking up now that the show started because I conserve all my energy on these nights because I need to conserve energy and then bring it all right here when all the people start chatting, like right away. Like, watch Rick. He's going to pop in here quick with a big F bomb or who knows what else he'll say or do. You never know with Rick because that's what he is. He's a wild card and a worm wrangler.
Whoa.
Who makes beer? Hey, you got a new background. Look at your background.
Yeah. I don't know what our show's called anymore, so I just put Packer Show.
Packers show. Yes. Sideline scoop.
You keep changing the name of our show all the time, so I'm just like, I don't even know what.
Gotta keep you off balance. I gotta keep everybody off balance. That's how you grow in this world. People gotta never know what to expect from you. You just keep them off balance. Hey, since you got that background, why don't you tell people about a little disrespect for your man? I heard all about it. Tell everybody else.
What?
Your man was disrespected. Speak it. Speak the truth for your man.
It's nothing new. It's nothing new. The guy just leads the league in touchdowns one year and then comes back the very next year, averages 5.5 yards a carry and has double-digit touchdowns again and a bunch of catches for 300-some yards, even though he was out for 2.5 weeks, but still gets no love. He's the 6th highest rated player in Madden 22. Yet, all the guys ahead of him, all 5 running backs ahead of him, have superstar X Factor abilities. Then there's him, who doesn't have one. Then there's Saquon Barkley and Ezekiel Elliott, who are below him, have a lower overall rating than him, who both have X Factor ratings. But Aaron Jones, he can't get an X Factor. No. Saquon Barkley, who hasn't played a full season in 2 years, that guy can't have one. Why? Because he was a first round number 3 pick or 2 pick or whatever, and had 1 year where he was good, and then he got hurt. But he gets a superstar X Factor. Ezekiel Elliott, who got all his money and then got fat and sucked, but he gets an X Factor. Whatever. Nothing new. All I know is this. If you look at my new background, this should happen on every single offensive snap the Packers have this year. Right here. Look it up. Right here. See? Right here. Wait. Right there. See that? That is what needs to happen on every single snap. Aaron Rodgers gets the snap and gives it to 33. Aaron Rodgers gets a snap, he gives it to 33. Because he averages 5.5 yards a carry. Last time I checked, that means it just takes 2 downs, they get a first down. Takes 2 downs, they get a first down. Takes 2 downs, they get a first down. And they get a touchdown. They never turn the ball over. The only time Aaron Jones fumbles is when he catches the ball and then somebody hits him. So if he just gets it handed to him, he don't fumble. So honestly, the only time Aaron Jones ever fumbles is off of receptions. Go back and watch. So there you go. That's all you got to do right there. Boom. Just hand it right off. That's the real MVP. 33.
Just hand it off.
Yeah, just hand it off.
Hey, I don't disagree with the fact that Aaron Jones should get fed a lot this year. He probably should, for sure. And the Packers will be better off with that. But you got some other things to talk about. Rick is in the house. Bernard's here. Bernard says he hates Jermichael Finley. Jermichael Finley always disrespected. No, he wasn't.
What did he do now? What did he say now?
Jermichael Finley wasn't getting anybody talking about him again, so now he spoke out against Rodgers again. I just saw the headline. I didn't get to read it yet, but I just saw Jermichael Finley has his criticisms for Aaron Rodgers and blah, blah, blah. Look, Jermichael Finley, come on. You shouldn't be criticizing anybody. You were a toolbox piece of crap guy who had some talent, but wasn't reliable. Often injured, dropped a lot of passes. Great. You could run fast and you were tall and you could jump. Awesome. But you were not reliable. And You had a bunch of injuries, and you had one really good year thanks to Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is the guy you criticize all the time. Shut up. But the reason you criticize him is because if you say some crap about Aaron Rodgers, well, that'll get some play on social media in the world. So more people will see J Mike's name again because J Mike is all about J Mike, just like he was always all about J Mike. So shut up, Jermichael Finley. That's what I say to you. It's annoying. Come on. He's been out of football for however long. Shut up. Not to mention, Aaron Rodgers was the first guy to come visit you in the hospital after your neck injury. So shut up, dude. Get out of here. You know who isn't talking about enough? The guy who is winning over Packer fans this preseason. Do you know who it is?
There's a lot of guys doing that.
There's one guy who is stepping up to the plate, and now all of a sudden, Packers fans love this guy. The media is finally realizing how awesome this guy is. And Packers fans.
Kurt Benkert.
And he's the guy that I realized was awesome before his own family knew.
Kurt Benkert.
Number 62. Lucas Patrick strikes again. Being funny. Strikes again in the Packers' little social media. Strikes again, saying awesome stuff. In his press conference, Lucas Patrick, number 62 on the field, number 1 in your Packer heart.
Well, I don't know about that. Right there, number 1. This guy right here.
Hey, Lucas Patrick is one of the only guys that actually blocks for him, though.
That's true. Dave Bakhtiari don't. He just runs real fast.
Bakhtiari in a foot race. I'm sorry. I was never that worried about how fast offensive linemen were, how fast they could run in a straight line. Never really concerned me, and still does not. What concerns me is, do they engage with people, move them around, stay in front of them primarily is the big thing, right? Because guys can always adjust to have the ball. And which, again, one of the reasons why Billy Turner perturbs me so much is because he never stays in front of the people he's supposed to block, or he just chooses not to block them. And he did it again this week, Ben. I don't want to harp on him, but dang it, he did it again. Billy Turner got.
I heard.
He's an awesome guy. He's super smart, super cool.
He said the Packers have a standard in that room, in the offensive line room. And the rookies and the young guys have to meet that standard. But apparently, Billy Turner doesn't. What a bunch of crap.
How does he say it? How does he watch film? And I asked this of someone this week again. Like, how do they all watch film? The coaches all watch film multiple times. The players watch the film. Offensive players watch the film. You played in the game. You watch yourself on film. How do you go through all of that the last 2 years for this guy, and then he's still, first of all, the coaches keep playing him, and he's assumed to be a starter by everybody, and then he says stuff like that. Dude, what? Come on. There's reality, and then there's whatever you're living in, and it ain't reality, at least where football is concerned. I just don't get it, and I like him. I like him as a person, and I like what he stands for, and his clothing isn't bad either. But come on. He's not good at playing offensive line, but everybody in the building, I don't get it. We'll see how it goes this year. We'll see. Whew, that's a rough one for me. But at least looks like Patrick's not going to be cut this year yet. They'll cut him next year. So,
well, you don't know. They might still cut him. They're dumb.
Oh, be quiet. You stop that. Eric, how you doing? Hey, Blaz in the house. Good morning.
Blaz, holy crap.
Holy moly.
He got up super early to watch us at like 5 in the morning.
Blaz.
4 in the morning.
We got off track on Billy Turner and the O-line a little bit because Lucas Patrick was awesome this week. Got to watch his press conference, watch his awesome stuff. He's a cool dude. Even Mom likes him now. Even Mom knows it.
Mom likes him?
Yeah.
Billy Turner?
No, Lucas Patrick. I transitioned.
Oh, well, I talked to Mom today. She didn't seem like she didn't like Billy Turner at all.
No, she didn't like Billy Turner. Mom's got a thing about
you don't like his hairdo. She can't stand his hair.
So mom's basing her like of Packer players based on their hairstyles currently. Maybe it's because they haven't played any games in a long time. So that's all she has
Speaking
to
of that,
go off of.
Mom's got some hot takes on Aaron Rodgers' new look.
Ooh, hot takes. What does she
He
say?
says he looks like a grease ball. She's like, take a shower. Like, she said that he needs to take some hair tips from Dave Bakhtiari. Dave Bakhtiari takes good care of his hair. Aaron Rodgers looks like a stringy, slimy, greasy mess. And his beard looks terrible, she said. So she's not a fan of Aaron Rodgers' new look. Not at all. She didn't say anything about Jordan Love's zippity doodah on the side with the fro on top. I like that look for Jordan Love. But she does not like Aaron Rodgers' new look. And I don't blame her. I think he looks, I think he looks fine. He looks about like I did about a year ago.
I was going to say, you should like him more now than you did before, the way he looks now.
But now I don't like him because I cut my hair. So I don't like the way he looks now.
He just can't please you. He's trying to adapt his style and look to appease you, to get his biggest critic off his back. Well, you're not his biggest critic, but his biggest Wisconsin-based critic, who isn't just criticizing him for ratings and stuff, off his back. And now you don't like him because now you're more clean cut and he's too grease ballish. But
maybe
I did point out to mom, and I was talking to her tonight too, and she's like, someone needs to buy him a bottle of shampoo and like give him the shampoo and say, use this, and then get him a beard trimmer and like trim this off and all this sort of stuff. I did point out to mom, I was like, Mom, why are you getting all mad at Aaron Rodgers for not wanting to take showers? Because you have a daughter who doesn't like taking showers.
Yeah, I don't want to get into
said
that.
It. She says it all the time. She doesn't like taking showers. And she'll go whatever, couple days. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is just trying to be
freaking gross.
Natural,
gross. Speaking of natural, I got a story for you.
Okay, go ahead.
So my daughter went camping. My daughter went camping last week, right? And they were out in the wilderness of Colorado somewhere, probably where Aaron Rodgers was during the summertime. And they had something called the poop bucket or something, because they had to go take a poop, dig a hole and then poop in the hole and then bury their poop in the wilderness.
Where was this?
In Colorado somewhere. And they had emergency toilet paper, I guess. But the emergency toilet paper lasted like 5 hours and they were there for 4 days. So she had to wipe her butt with leaves and stuff, like in the old days. And she couldn't take a shower. So the whole time they were there for 4 days, she didn't shower, wiped her butt with leaves.
Wow.
She'd make her Aunt Sarah proud, but that's about all I know.
Come on, Sarah's not like that. Can't be that hard at Sarah. Hey, she watched like one of these times recently. She watched our show. She's probably watching now. She's probably really mad at me. Sarah, you can't be mad. You just didn't I didn't say anything bad. I just said you don't like taking showers. I didn't say you don't take showers. You do. Okay, Blas and Rick are having a conversation here. We should probably get back to that.
All
right. Blas says regarding Billy Turner, there must be something about him that they see we do not. Well, dude, come on. I mean, look, that's what you would have to believe, but what is there to see? There's what is presented on the field and on film, and that's it. That's it. What do they like about when he doesn't block people? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then Blas brings up the more likely scenario, which is maybe he has them all on tape watching porn or something else. Maybe he's got some on Steno.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking he's got something on him.
Got something on Steno? Okay.
Maybe they were watching porn and he's got that on them.
Little dirt ball.
So then they have to play him or else he's going to tell their wives.
Okay.
And there you go. So he's got something on them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right. Maybe they play like O-line poker games and Billy Turner won a big haul and, Steno owes him the most. So he's like, just keep playing you. We earn it back in salary, buddy. I don't know. Anyway, I hope he can be better. I really do. I want him to be good because I want the offensive line to be good so the Packers can excel and dominate the way they should. That would be great. I've seen enough over 2 years that I don't believe it's going to happen. I believe the only answer is putting him on the bench, putting anyone else, I don't care who it is, on the field and seeing how they do, right? You don't know how some of these guys are going to do unless you get them in there. Put them in the game, see what happens. Whew. There's lots of news this week. There are lots of things that went on. It's old news now. I can't even keep up with it. But I did see Larry McCarron early in the week did a little video on one Robert Tonyan. It's a short video, a couple minutes, 2.5 minutes, but it detailed about how the things that Tonyan does, a lot of people can't do. Now, the one thing we know that he can't do that he really needs to get better at, which is breaking tackles.
Yeah, run after the catch. Yeah,
run after the catch and breaking tackles. But that he's not good at yet. But he is outstanding at a bunch of other stuff. Running his routes. Ben would say routes.
Everyone in the world would say routes.
Changing direction, the mental part of the game, blocking. He's pretty good. But his ability to get open, to understand the offense and the openings in the field, also use his speed because he has enough speed and size, but his hands reliability. I mean, it's all really impressive stuff. And The Rock lays it out like different stuff he does with his, with different routes and stuff and how he adjusts, how he thinks. And you just see the hands, like Mercedes Lewis said right away the first time he was in a practice with him. He was like, whoa, this guy's got something here, And that's an undrafted guy again that the Packers just found on the scrap heap. And here you go.
He was a Detroit Lion.
He's awesome. So we do have a top 10 tight ends list, which is kind of hard. We probably should have a top 5 tight ends list because really once you get down to, 8, 9 and stuff like that, they're really not that good anyway. So is it worth making? I don't know. But anyway,
it was tough. Once you get past the top like 7 or
right. Tight ends are not as deep as like running back lists or wide receiver lists for sure. It gets a little rough after those first handful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Anything else in the chat? Blas is going. He says, let's see. He does what he's supposed to do and others are not. Maybe he fails because he does what he's supposed to do and others do not. I mean, go back about Turner. I just don't see it. He's
not doing what he's supposed to do.
There's enough one-on-one opportunities when they're in a zone movement, right? Because a lot of times with the zone scheme, you don't have a designated guy to block, and I understand that can be confusing for some people. But it doesn't seem like he's seems like a super smart guy, so it shouldn't be confusing for him. And then the other part is that he
blocks a guy for 1 second, and lets him go.
And there's a bunch of one-on-one opportunities where you see him and he just loses physically. Oh, that's the thing. Packer news this week. A big drop that I couldn't have forgotten about. It was a couple days ago. Wes Hodkiewicz made the point on one of their 3 guys with 3 things, right? He's talking about Rashawn Gary. So Rashawn Gary was awesome. Okay. And they talked about his one-on-one drills and Rashawn Gary really dominated and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, his 2 reps against Billy Turner were just so impressive.
Yeah.
I was all amped up. I was like, who did Rashawn Gary? Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure he was still impressive, but it's lots of guys have shown they can beat Billy Turner in pass rushing. So anyway, Rashawn Gary, do it this year.
Hate to be
other guys.
Another negative thing. We'll just get the negative out of the way right away.
All right, get it out.
So Andy Herman all week has been talking about how Devontae Adams looks good against this certain player, and Winfrey looks good against a certain player. Reggie Bagleton looks good against a certain player. Maybe it's the certain player stinks at this point, and that certain player is Eric Stokes, the number 1 pick, who should have been Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah, but of course it wasn't. It was Eric Stokes. And he's getting schooled by everybody. Every single player, doesn't matter what level. So either we've got all really good receivers, which we do have a lot of good receivers, but apparently he can't cover anybody. Like they're all open all the time. Like, it's not even close. So we got some issues with our first round pick again. Goody.
Another guy that needs some development to get going.
Yeah, that's great. First round pick that needs development. You take your development players in the third round and lower. You take your sure things in the first round. Jesus.
Oh God. Okay. I don't want to be too upset. It's the off season or training camp yet. Okay, but let's talk about tight ends. Let's talk about tight ends.
All right, I gotta change my background.
Okay. Robert Tonyan got a little pub this week, and from Larry McCarron breaking stuff down. Robert Tonyan should have been a Pro Bowler last year. We know that, right? I mean, how was he not a Pro Bowler in the NFC last year? All the guys with the big stats were AFC guys. Come on, like Robert Tonyan not being in the Pro Bowl, that was a joke. But Robert Tonyan has probably a couple of the most impressive stats of any tight end from last year when you look at his season and his stats. But let's do a top 10. Ben's got a top 10, and I started to make my own top 10 because I wanted to compare. Ben, did you read the PFF article about tight end guys?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna violate some. It's not a violation because we're not making money in this. So I'm gonna pull some up here and we can take a sneak peek at that, a quick look at it. And PFF tight end rankings. That's what we got here. Let's grab a snapshot of that before we get into your stuff.
Oh, your stuff too. I just didn't know you were doing it right. You told me to do one, so I didn't know you were doing it.
Well, yeah, I wanted you to do it. I wanted you to do it, and then I wanted to see like how ours would compare. All right, well, here's the PFF. Whoa, look at this stuff. Tight end rankings, the 32 best tight ends entering 2021, according to 32. PFF. Look at these guys. All right. Here's what they say. Travis Kelsey, number 1 for these guys. Kelsey's been putting up huge numbers every year for a long time. I don't think you can really argue with that, but we'll get into it. George Kittle. Now, he had some injuries last year, but he's been super productive, super crazy. Of course, he's getting better and better by training with Robert Tonyan, so, he might be good. Darren Waller has been super impressive. I can't argue with that.
Kyle Pitts is already in the top 4.
Kyle Pitts. And
he hasn't played a down, and he's already in the top 4.
This may be early for a player who has yet to take an NFL snap, but it's a reflection of the caliber of prospect he is coming out of Florida. Okay. Great. He's 6'6", long arms, great speed. We'll see how it all works. Anyway, that's for a guy who's never even taken a snap. Come on. Dallas Goddard. They love Goddard.
I love Goddard too.
From PFF.
I love Goddard too.
So he's been in this 2 tight end system a lot and splitting time with, and they pointed out here with Zach Ertz, and now he's going to be like the feature and main man. And he's good. He's good, no doubt. But number 5?
He's good.
I'd put at least one guy ahead of him that's not there yet. Mark Andrews, he's like more kind of like he's not a flashy dude, right? But he's reliable. He's a good blocker too. He does that end of it pretty well.
He does a lot of things really well. I like Mark Andrews a lot too.
He's a touchdown maker as well. And look, easiest throws for quarterbacks are to big guys in the middle. It's the shortest throw. So when your arm isn't as good or your throwing accuracy isn't as good, throw it to the big guy in the middle. And that's what Lamar Jackson understands. So give Lamar Jackson credit for that too. But Mark Andrews, they say number 6. This is where it gets a little wacky again. TJ Hawkinson coming into 2021. Okay, Matthew Stafford is gone. Are you saying that Jared Goff and or Tim Boyle beating him out is not a downgrade at quarterback?
I don't know. Are we doing our list or are we looking at somebody else's list?
I'm looking at this list. I don't know what these guys are saying. TJ Hawkinson, come on. He shouldn't have been in the Pro Bowl, and he should not be this high on anybody's list. This Mike guy from the Dolphins.
Mike Gaseki is insane. He is insane.
He's good. I like him. We'll get into that. Then the old
Gronk is awesome.
The Gronkinator. And they think Hunter Henry is going to be there. Why haven't I seen a guy that I would like to put on this list? Noah Fant with who's going to throw him the ball?
Noah Fant. It's not that great.
Come on.
He's all hype.
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith is nothing.
So you're gonna have Hunter Henry at number 10 and Jonnu Smith at number 12, both guys on the Patriots with Cam Newton throwing him the ball? Or no, is Mac gonna get it? Is Mac Jones starting?
Not right away.
And he's gonna throw only to tight ends. Okay, and then Zach Ertz. So we've got 2 tight ends from the Patriots, 2 tight ends from the Eagles on this PFF list. Logan
Thomas is really good.
Is good.
I like Logan Thomas.
I'll give you that. And finally at 15?
15. That's so stupid.
15. Just a notch above Jared Cook is where these guys put the one and only Robert Tonyan. Come on.
That's stupid.
Come on.
Honestly, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I can't even explain how dumb that is. But I don't. Let's go over. Let's go our list. What's your number 10?
Right. What do you got?
Who's your number 10? Who you got at number 10?
Hang on 1 second here. Number 10. I made a couple little graphics that I ran out of time to finish. So let me pull up my graphic. You reveal your number 10.
Okay, my number 10 is actually TJ Hawkinson. Okay. He gets a lot of targets. He had 101 targets last year and only had 67 catches, which is not nearly as good as Robert Tonyan is.
Nope.
But they had nothing else on the team, really. And he pretty much had to carry him on a lot of times. He does pretty good. He's not much for a run after the catch. I thought he'd be a little better than that after watching some film of him. But he is solid, got pretty good hands. Sometimes the passes weren't the best. But he's just a really good, solid target type guy. And he barely made it at number 10 for me. Over, I'll give Mo a shout out, Irv Smith Jr., who I think is now going to come out and do really well this year, that Kyle Rudolph is gone from the Vikings. So got to 10 is kind of a tie, but TJ Hawkinson's ahead of Irv Smith Jr. for sure.
Fair enough.
All right.
Let me move along here.
Whoa,
let's see who
graphics.
Who did I have at 10?
Kyle Pitts. No, I don't have Kyle Pitts on because I don't put a guy who's never played ever yet. So.
This is what I say. Rookie, no stats, but more talent than a lot of tight ends. So
yeah, that's true.
When you get past like 6, 7, okay, and it tails off pretty quick. I mean, some of the guys you look at, and okay, maybe, but they're getting skills aren't as good, or they had injury problems, or different stuff like that. So you're really trying to scrape here. And I'm like, I think Kyle Pitts is better than TJ Hawkinson, but maybe that's just me.
He probably will be.
I mean,
but I haven't.
A lot.
I don't watch college football that much. I just watch it leading up to the draft. I go and watch a bunch of individual players, and then, and I didn't care about tight ends because we got Tonyan, so I didn't watch a single down of this guy. I don't know jack squat about him. So he probably is better than TJ Hawkinson, but I don't know.
And they'll probably use him in a lot of different ways too, right? So.
Yeah.
Receiving wise, he'll probably put up some numbers, I would expect. And the Falcons are going to stink again, throw a lot, and so yeah, I mean, the statistics will likely be there. I would expect. All right, who do I got at number 9?
Oh, hang on here. Balaz left. He probably is already gone. But thanks, Balaz. He said he's got to go.
Balaz,
he's gonna check the rest out later. Thanks for coming on live, buddy. You are the man, Balaz. We appreciate you.
All right. Blas, take care of yourself. Here we go. All right, this is what I say. I've liked Hunter Henry since he came into the league. Thought he was a really good mixture. I mean, I thought he had a lot of receiving skills. He did well with old man Phil, and he couldn't really threaten the defense in many ways with his arm talent. But Hunter Henry, I think, is a good package. I know he has some injury problems. It's a fresh start with the Patriots. I think he's going to be pretty good this year. So I put him in the top 10. I put him at number 9.
I don't have him in my top 10.
Whoa.
Because if your stats go down when you go from Phillip Rivers to my number 1 quarterback, Justin Herbert, maybe it's you.
Okay.
Maybe it's you.
All right.
Herbert had better options downfield. And that's what he went to. So, sorry.
Okay.
No offense. That's why he left. The Chargers we don't need this guy. We can provide receivers and get bigger plays now. So, there you go.
All right. What do you say for number 9?
Well, maybe we should just look at all years, and I'll tell you.
Oh, you can tell me how I'm wrong. Okay, all right.
No, not how you're wrong, but I mean, I'll
That's
tell you
kinda-
where my guy. If my guy fit in, I'll tell you where my.
Oh.
We'll talk about that guy and where he was on my list or whatever.
That's our
You
normal.
have actual visuals. I have no visuals.
That's our normal routine, though. Like I'll make a statement, then you spend time telling me how I'm wrong. So.
Well, I just told you how you're wrong. I just told you.
I'm just playing. All right, here's your guy. Here's your guy.
That is weird. Dallas Goddard is number 8 on my list as well.
Wants to be the man for the Eagles. That's what I say about him.
You know what I like about Dallas Goddard? He looks, just from looking at him, he would look like he'd be a big, slow, lumbering guy. But he's not. He's actually got some speed. And not only that, when he catches the ball, he's always moving forward. And he doesn't just fall down right away. Like a lot of the tight ends in the NFL catch the ball and then fall down. This guy catches the ball, runs through guys, breaks tackles, destroys you. Plus, he's a great blocker in the running game. He's an all-around really, really good tight end. And honest to God, if he got more targets, last year he had 65 targets, which is more than Robert Tonyan got, by the way. But still, had 46 catches out of those 65 targets. But who did he have throwing on the ball? Carson Wentz, who was all messed up in the head, and Jalen Hurts, who can't throw the ball. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's rough. Rough.
So I don't know if he's going to have great stats this year, but I think he's a really good player. So I have a number 8 as well. You're muted, so you got to unmute yourself. You're muted.
Hey, there he is.
Yep, Gronk. I have Gronk at number 9.
Old, but still productive and good at pushing off. That's what I got.
That's why I have him at 9. He pushes off a lot, but he's got the Shaq complex. There's nothing he can do. Like, what's he gonna do? Guys grab him all the time. You know what I mean? And they don't call follows on the defense for grabbing them. They should. They don't. He's great at catching contested balls. Brady just throws it up there. And he grabs it, jumps up, grabs it, and makes a catch. And to be honest, he's pretty good after the catch too. He doesn't always fall down right away. He runs through guys. He breaks over dudes, and his run blocking is top notch. Top notch run blocker. And pass protection on plays where they keep him in to help pass protect. He'll do whatever needs to be done. And that's why he's a really good player. I have him at 9, mostly because he's getting old, but he's still a really awesome player.
Better than Mercedes Lewis at pass blocking and run blocking?
He's way better than Mercedes Lewis.
All
I don't know why Mercedes Lewis. I like him. He's a great guy, but come on.
I love him too, but dang it, he's not. He's not everything the Packers say he is all the time, and it drives me a little crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, then I started to lose time. What did I go to next? Let's find out. Hey, he didn't get a picture though. Oh, and I wasn't done with that graphics. He wants to be the man for the. He is the man. Is the man.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
He didn't get a picture of Mark Andrews. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
That happens. Hey, I got him. I have him at.
6.
I got Mark Andrews at number 7. So
all right.
We're very close there. Mark Andrews is. I watched some highlights of him, and good God, he's got to make a lot of crazy diving catches and like one-handed catches because Lamar Jackson can't throw a ball that great. It's ridiculous, but he's really good. I thought he was just I heard about him and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I watched some more highlights and stuff, and I watched a couple of video, and I'm like, all right, I'll give him some cred. He's not a downfield threat, but he's got good hands, and he must be a good blocker because they got a top-notch running team in the NFL, right? With all their guys running all over the place. They got 3 running backs and the quarterback, so he's probably a good, solid all-around guy. And last year he had 58 catches on 88 targets, averaged 12.1 yards a catch. So he catches balls downfield a little bit, but he also kind of breaks tackles, does that kind of stuff. He's a good, solid guy. And I got him at 7. You got him at 6. So that's not too bad. You're muted again. Just stop muting yourself and just stop it because you're ruining the show. You're still muted. You're still muted. What are you doing? Stop muting yourself.
My kid's freaking loud over here and talking to his friends, playing.
Tell him to shut up.
Wow, he's just on the other side of the door. I don't want him to ruin our show, but I'm ruining our show. Okay. Look, I was gonna say Andrews has got like he's got one of the higher yards per catch of any tight end too. So I mean, he's up there. You want to look at the stats? I'll show you.
Actually, for guys with a bunch of targets, Rob Gronkowski's got the highest at 13.8.
Yeah, but
Rob
I mean,
Gronkowski.
Look, Travis Kelsey 13.5,
Yeah.
and Waller's 11.2, and this guy's at 12.8. So, all right, there he is.
12.1.
12.1. My bad. Sorry, I'm getting a little screwed up. So I mean, yeah, he's a bigger receiving threat than you'd expect, kind of because he kind of get billed more as that blocker guy, and their offense was always that run first kind of stuff and whatever. But it's like I said, young quarterback who's not that great at throwing the ball. Easiest throw is up the middle to the tall guy. So that's what he does, and he gets a lot of those.
Yeah, he's good. You're muted again. Stop it.
I know. Who you got next, or do I have to go next? Next,
do you have any more graphics or what?
I have one more graphic that I had to get in there, but that's not number 5. Number 5 is for me is Mike Gaseki, the guy from Miami.
That's what I got at number 5.
Oh,
and he's awesome. 13.3 yards per catch. Only 53 catches last year on 85 targets. Think about that. Robert Tonyan had 52 catches on 58 targets. Hello.
Insane. That's insane.
Wow. Now, Gaseki also had, Fitztragic and Fitzmagic / whatever, Tua Tagovailoa throwing in the ball. So it's not like he had accurate passes all the time. But the thing I noticed about Mike Gaseki, holy crap, one-handed catches. There was one time Fitzpatrick, because Fitzpatrick don't care. He went back and threw a seam pass, like a 50-yard seam. And there was a guy on Gaseki's left, a guy on Gaseki's right, and the safety deep behind. And Fitzpatrick threw it there anyways. And Gaseki just went, jumped up, grabbed it, touchdown. I was like, what the crap? That should not have been a touchdown. That should not have been a catch. That should have been an interception, if anything, or a pass interference. And then he had a bunch of one-handed grabs where there's one where Fitzpatrick threw it so far behind him, he went like this and then grabbed it with one hand. And I was just like, what the crap? Then he had another one later on at the end zone where he did that. He grabbed it with the other hand. So he caught it one-handed with his left hand. He caught it one-handed with his right hand. I was like, what the heck? I mean, we don't get to watch much Dolphins games around here. But because the Packers don't play him much, so I don't really care. But holy man, I was watching film on this guy and I was blown away. The guy he's always catching contested balls, like always. I don't know if he can't get open. Maybe he's not the great route runner, or maybe teams know, hey, we got to double team this guy or whatever. But he catches everything. That's maybe he doesn't catch everything. I mean, 58 out of 88 is not that great, but I mean, every catch I saw in the highlights was there's guys hanging all over him, and Fitzpatrick just threw it in there anyways. He didn't care, and he caught it every time that I saw. But I mean, still, they're tough catches, tough catches.
Yeah, and as a tight end, you got to do that because most of the time you're gonna have guys hanging on you, or guys close to you, and you got to fight through the physical nature of the play to make the catch. Now, let's be honest. Fitzpatrick has had several 4+ interception games in his career. So you're right. What does he got to lose? I'm starting in the NFL again. Hey, just winging around, put it up there. And so, yeah, give your guys a chance. Who cares?
Well, I mean, he threw the ball.
He's been through it all. So what the heck?
Yeah, he threw the ball against the Raiders when the guy ripped his freaking helmet sideways. He couldn't even see, and he still threw it and completed it. So in that last game of the year. Sorry, Rick.
Oh, for Rick. Okay.
Now I don't know what's going on here because he's 5. We missed my number 6 is missed. So I'm pretty sure I know who your top 4 are. So I'm kind of concerned.
All right, let's see
why you don't have number 6 on here. So I'm going to tell you who my number 6 is because I don't think you have him in your list because I'm pretty sure I know who your top 4 are. So I'm going to say my number 6 is Logan Thomas. After watching the tape, his yards per catch is only 9.3. So it doesn't look fancy, right? It looks like, well, this guy doesn't do. A lot of the other guys are 13.3, 12.1, 11.2, 11.4, and then he's got only 9.3. And he had 110 targets with only 72 catches for 670 yards, which doesn't sound fantastic. And 6 touchdowns, and it doesn't sound fantastic.
Right.
But the thing you got to remember is he had Dwayne Haskins Alex Smith on one leg and some other guy, Allen quarterback guy, throwing the ball most of the year until that other guy, Heineke guy, showed up and was awesome in the playoffs. But Logan Thomas, after watching the film, he makes some great catches. He had so many diving catches, like because Haskins was terrible. Like the ball was just thrown terribly. And he's diving like sideways, parallel to the ground, grabbing the ball. There's one play where the ball was thrown so bad, the guy stopped covering him because he didn't think he was going to catch it. He dove for it, caught it, was short of the first down, then jumped in and jumped forward to get the first down. And that should never happen. But the pass was so bad, the defender was like, that's not going to be a completion. There's no way he's going to catch that. But he did catch it and then get the first down after, even though it was a terribly thrown ball by Dwayne Haskins. So there's a lot of plays, and he's fast. He can move after the catch. With a 9.3 yard average, you're thinking, well, he must not do that much. And I'm assuming that they don't really have a whole lot there. Not only that, he lined up at quarterback a couple times in the second Dallas game, and he actually threw a 50 or a 30-yard pass in that game. So, and he ran a couple times out of like a quarterback sneak or whatever on a couple plays. So he's an all-around athletic player, 6'6", tall, fast tight end. And if they could just get a quarterback who would throw, now guess who he's got? Fitzmagic is throwing the ball. So who knows what's going to happen for Logan Thomas this year? He might turn into Mike Gaseki and get a crap ton of yards and, a whole bunch of targets and all kinds of crazy stuff with Fitzpatrick throwing the ball. So I don't know if he's on your list, but he's my number 6, Logan Thomas.
I think for me, it was, at
9.3 yards per catch.
I looked at 9.3 yards per catch, and I looked at 670 yards on 110 targets, and I was like,
Yeah, it doesn't look good. But the film, when you watch the film, it looks really good. He looks like a player, dude. I'm telling you.
I mean, fair point. Dwayne Haskins is terrible, and I wasn't. Yeah,
and Alex Smith doesn't throw the ball more than 5 yards downfield. So how's he going to have a lot of catches downfield when Alex Smith is throwing you the ball? I mean,
the quarterback makes a difference, for sure. And yeah, if you had to play with Dwayne Haskins for a while, it's okay. We'll give you some of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we have number 4, and my number 4 is also my number 1 in my heart. And that's Robert Bobby Tonyan.
Whoa.
And come on, let's talk about the crazy stuff about him. You mentioned it briefly, but so somehow, and let's go back to this real quick because, I don't know how PFF decides that they're going to rank him at number 15 when this is also what they say about him. Now, they do point this out, and this is very true. Tonyan may train with Kittle in the offseason, but he has yet to show the tackle-breaking prowess of his workout partner. And that is the one drawback of his game, his yards after the catch, breaking tackles.
Yep.
A guy that's 250 pounds, and that's
he's only 235. Why do you keep saying he's 250? He's only 235.
He's only 235?
Yes,
right.
He's 6'5", 235.
Then he should never break any tackles. He's fine. Just keep.
Well, he should still break some tackles.
Okay, yeah, he probably should. All right. Anyway, so guy who's a tight end, then fine. I don't care. Should break some tackles. We can't have a faster version of Richie Rodgers that's not good enough. Got to be better. But these statistics are ridiculous. Like, for the first time in his career, he saw 15 targets. Never saw 15 targets before, even though he's got all this talent. And the passer rating for plays to him, 148.3 passer rating. So just like you said before, with Aaron Jones, you just keep handing him off and it's first down after 2 plays. Like, what if Aaron Rodgers targeted Robert Tonyan as much as he targeted Devontae Adams and flipped that?
Oh, you want to know what would happen? I got some stats for you. Are you ready for this? Robert Tonyan. There were 23 tight ends in the NFL last season who had more targets than Robert Tonyan. 23. Think about that. More than almost three quarters of the league had more as far as starting tight ends, had more targets than Robert Tonyan last year. However, there are only 12 of those tight ends had more yards than Robert Tonyan. And only 12 of those tight ends had more receptions than Robert Tonyan. There's only one tight end who tied him in the lead of the NFL in touchdowns. That was Travis Kelsey, who also had 11 touchdowns. Robert Tonyan had an average of 88% catching percentage. So he caught 88% of the passes targeted to him. He caught. The next highest guy was 73, I think, or something like that. He had 21% of his catches were touchdowns. So 21% of the catches he caught turned into a touchdown. The next guy was 6%. Heads up, just so you know. Also, I crunched the numbers. I said, okay, who has the most targets out of anybody in the NFL last year? Okay, Darren Waller and Travis Kelsey both had 145 targets last year. So I said, what would happen if Robert Tonyan had 145 targets? So I crunched the numbers. Here's what would happen. Robert Tonyan had 145 targets. He would have 127 catches for 1,435 yards and 26 touchdowns. Oh. That's what Robert Tonyan would have if he got the targets that Davante Adams is getting and stealing away from him, who's not the number one receiver in the NFL. But Robert Tonyan is almost the number one tight end in the NFL. I have him at number 3, but only because he had one good year. We got to see him do it again, and I think we will. And we got to see him get more targets, and that's up to 12. Mr. Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, needs to target him more. This is ridiculous. 58 targets for a guy who catches 88% of the passes thrown to him, and 21 of his catches are touchdowns? Come on. If he could get as much targets as the top tight ends in the NFL, he'd have 127 catches, 1,435 yards, and 26 touchdowns. And that would be a new record, I'm pretty sure.
Probably still 0 drops like he had last year.
Probably.
The only guy to not have a drop on the team. Also, probably the only tight end with like 50 targets or whatever to have no drops.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. So, yeah, so Tanya's my number 3. So we're close. You were 4, I was 3. I think he's better. I guess I think he's better than you think he is. Well, that's not nice. Well, whatever.
I mean, what? It's the breaking tackles thing.
You're right. It's breaking tackles. You're right.
It's the yard, the turning. I love, and you know it. The biggest thing is catching the ball. Guys that can't catch drive me up a wall. Guys that aren't reliable at catching make me crazy. And so he does that part. And that is a huge part. But bringing him to the next level to say, like, hey, he should be maybe the top guy or right in the conversation with Kelsey and stuff like that, he's got to be able to do something with the ball after he catches it. That's what these next 3 guys do, especially Kittle and Kelsey. Waller's pretty good after the catch, too, mostly because he's fast. He's not quite as agile or tackle breaking.
Oh, but he's fast.
But he's fast. And that's just something Tonyan lacks and hasn't done. Now, It's again, he's learning the position of tight end. You know, he played quarterback and wide receiver in college, so it's different. But that's the part that he's still got to elevate. And for me, it's not just for me. I'm not concerned about him just doing it 1 year because he didn't get the chances the other years. Like we saw it in the preseason. We saw it. We saw the talent when he actually got on the field. They just never put him on the field for 3 years. And then finally last year, they were like, all right. And that was kind of one of the reasons why you and I were a little bit annoyed. And even though we like Mercedes, it's like, okay, why are you bringing him back? Like Tonyan needs to be your guy because Tonyan didn't get nearly as many snaps as those other guys either.
No.
That are like the top tight ends in the league. He didn't get that as many snaps. So, and like you've said many times before, and it's very true in football, is like, even if you're not throwing the ball or targeting these guys or the play isn't designed for them, having them on the field stresses the defense, creates openings for other people. So having Robert Tonyan on the field more makes Aaron Jones' life easier, makes Davante Adams' life easier, makes everybody's life easier than whether he's off the field and you're running like a single tight end set with Sadie's, or you're running a Sadie's Sternberger set, or whatever. It's not the same. Defenders and defensive coaches aren't that worried about that. They're just not.
Yep.
So I had Kittle at number 3.
What?
Well,
That is ridiculous.
why?
Listen,
Kittle's the
that's
man?
ridiculous.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna wait. Who's your number 2?
Number 2, look, you can't argue with production. I mean, Waller, he's put up big numbers, and it's not even like that. That offense wasn't exactly tailored to tight ends and featuring tight ends, although they use them differently. But Waller's really impressive, and he's really good.
I have Waller at number 2.
So I put him at number 2. And
So
Travis
do I.
Kelsey has been doing it a long time, and he's good after the catch. He's good breaking tackles. I know he drops the ball sometimes, which
He drops too many balls. Without freaking Hill there, he wouldn't get as many wide open freaking catches as he does. Plus, Patrick Mahomes just runs around like a crazy guy and scares the defense, and then they leave Kelsey. There's so many times he's just wide open and nobody even knows where he is. How does he wide open all the time? No, Kelsey is not that great, and he doesn't block worth a crap on running games. So
okay.
he is a good player. I have him at number 4 underneath Tunyon. I think Tunyon's better than Kelsey.
Wow.
And Kittle is number 1. I don't know
Wow.
what you're smoking.
Well, he didn't. I mean, I know.
There's more to tight end than catching the ball. You
I
play
understand.
tight end. You play
I
tight
understand.
end. How many catches did you have when you played tight end for an entire season?
Not many.
Senior year.
Not many.
Not many. What did you do most of the time?
Most of the time, I caught the ball and fell down like Robert Tunyon.
No,
Or-
you never. No, you didn't. What did
Kinda
you do
more like
most
Richie
of the
Ryder.
time?
Well, block most of the time.
You blocked.
Yeah.
What does George Kittle do? He blocks. That guy is insane.
Okay.
He'll mess you up. He goes after you. And after the catch,
he's not that big either. What is
no,
he?
but he doesn't.
40?
He's got the Lukey Patrickness in him. He goes after dudes. He's a go-getter, dude. And
All
when he catches the ball after the catch, he's doing juke. He looks like Donald Driver sometimes. He's doing jukes back, doing jukes
That's
this way. He's doing all kinds. Push off, stiff arm to the face. Awesome. He's awesome. George Kittle is number 1. Number 1 tight end. Because he does it all. Now, he got hurt last year. That sucked. But he has every facet. Now, is he as good a catcher as Robert Tunyon? No. Is he as fast as Darren Waller? No. Does he have as many wide open catches as Travis Kelsey? No. Can he block as good as Gronk? No. But he's like number 2 or 3 at everything, which makes him number 1 at total tight end. You're wrong again. I'm right. There you go.
Fair point. Those were hard for me to split. You know, I looked at. I mean, I understand what you're saying about Mahomes, but Kelsey's done it longer than Mahomes than he has been just being with Mahomes. So he's got. And I think there's
this is the
something to
top
that,
10
like,
list for this year coming up, right?
I know, but he's
Okay.
He's still in his prime physically. He's still very
They gave him a
dominant.
99 rating. I got to be honest. The Madden ratings this year, 99 for Kelsey. Are you kidding me?
That's a little
No.
bit much.
99 for Devontae Adams. You know what
They-
Devontae Adams' catch rating is?
What?
99.
They must sweep away some of those drops.
Apparently. You know what Robert Tunyon's catch rating is?
Not
Take a
high
guess.
enough. Not
Take
high
a
enough.
guess.
68.
98.
Oh, 98? Okay.
Robert Tunyon has a 98 catch rating in Madden 22. However, his overall rating is only an 80. I don't quite know how that works. They still give him a speed of 80, 87 or 89 or something.
So what don't they like about
So
it?
I don't know. It must be they make his run blocking really bad. They make his blocking bad and stuff.
His blocking is not that bad. It's pretty solid. Like it's
Not that great.
I mean,
When he blocks on wide receiver scenes or wide
Yeah,
receiver screens,
yeah.
he's terrible. Like Rodgers yelled at him last year. Remember? He's like, "Come on, Bobby!" He got all whiny, and everybody got mad and said he was a jerk for yelling at Robert Tunyon.
Oh, you got to yell at guys when they miss blocks. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Missing blocks is almost as bad as dropping passes.
Yeah, but there's 2 players that had a 99. It was Devontae and like DeAndre Hopkins or something. somewhere in there. And then I think Stephon Diggs had a 98 and Robert Tonyan had 98. So there's only 4 guys who had the same catch rating or higher as Robert Tonyan in Madden 22. So that's at least they got that right, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
that's good. I mean, I don't know what if they downgrade him so bad on.
I don't get it either.
That's fine. You want to say his run blocking? Yeah, he misses blocks. He's not like great run blocker, but I would say if you look at a whole bunch of tight ends in the league, a bunch of them aren't great run blockers because they became NFL tight ends because of their receiving abilities and their speed and their physical attributes.
Actually, I think I remember now. Look at his route running. They gave him crappy route running for deep and middle or intermediate route running, which is stupid because his deep route running is like the best. He's always getting deep route running. He's getting catches deep because he's like awesome. It's dumb. It's dumb. How can a guy have a 98 catch rating and then be 19 points below the highest rated tight end? That makes zero freaking sense. How does Aaron Jones be number 6 rated running back and not get a superstar X factor, yet 2 guys who are rated below him have superstar X factors? And Aaron Jones led the league in touchdowns and then came back and was the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL last year behind only Henry and whoever the heck the other guy was. I can't remember who it was. Nick Chubb or whoever the hell. I don't know who it was. But whatever. He was number 3 in rushing last year, Aaron Jones.
You know what also doesn't make sense is that he has a lower catch rating than Devontae Adams.
I know. Tonyan should be a 99 catch, and then nobody else should be a 99. And then everybody else should be after that.
This is like
you want to put DeAndre Hopkins at 98? Fine. You want to put Adams at 98? Fine. He is not a 99. Robert Tonyan, he's a 99, not a 98. It's whatever. It's Madden. They're dumb. They don't know what's going on. They give Aaron Rodgers, he's got like a 90 or something.
Wow. Rick says Waller is key to what Las Vegas has on offense and what they get done. So
he is. He's their whole. He got 145 targets last year. He better be the key. Jesus.
But well, that's what I had. I had Kittle 3, Waller 2, Kelsey 1, when they're all super close. But I understand your argument for Kittle, and I like him a lot. Plus, I probably should have factored in that he's probably getting better because he's training with Robert Tonyan. So maybe he's getting better at catching. Be even better at catching.
I'm just hoping he's teaching Robert Tonyan a couple things about
God,
stiff arms and run through guys.
Imagine if, like, with everything else he has, if he can figure out like how to do a better job of just maintaining his balance, keeping guys off his legs, and running through those arm tackles. I mean, oh my God. Or just a little bit more shiftiness so he makes guys miss. I mean, he could totally blow up. Like last year was a big jump up and a good year, especially for as few targets as he got. But like he could be 1,300 yards, bunch of 15 touchdowns. I mean, just monster year. If he can just get some more yak and get a little bit more out of some of those plays when you get the opportunity, especially when the team's in man coverage, or they're like single high safety and the safety floats to Adams or something, and he's kind of like on the other seam. I mean, those are opportunities. If you get past that one guy, he's fast enough to get, to take those all the way. So, oh my God, if he can do that, he could be like dynamic, super stud, awesome guy, which he already is super good. But reliable hands, number one trait for anybody that's supposed to be a pass catcher, and Robert Tonyan, there's nobody better. Nobody better in the history of the NFL at catching passes than Robert Tonyan.
Whoa.
He might not make as acrobatic a catches as guys like, Calvin Johnson or whatever, but there's nobody more reliable at catching the football in the history of the NFL than Robert Tonyan. True statement right here on Hafeman Bros.
Wow, that's some strong words right there.
It's truth. It's true.
I do like Robert Tonyan. I think he could have a breakout year as long as the Packers just trade Devontae Adams. before the season starts.
What are they going to do with that? Like, let's finish. Let's talk about that before we get to our last thing, which
Honest
is
to God,
new
they
thing.
should trade him.
I mean, because otherwise, what are they going to do if he wants?
They're not going to sign him back.
Right. If he wants that much money, you're just okay. So I mentioned that to Adam this week, right? Because I was like, hey, maybe they should move Adams, and because then they get something for him. But Adam pointed out something good. He's like, yeah, but he's in this contract year. He wants to be the highest paid guy. Will that ascend him to like a whole another level where he is just so dominant and dynamic for the team that it helps you win a Super Bowl this year? And then even though you let him go after the season for nothing, you got that incredible play from him this year that maybe helped get you over the top. So I don't know. That's a good point to consider.
Here's what I would say.
Value for guys, but what if he's just like lights out monster this year and does like just kills it the whole season?
If you can get a first round pick for him, trade him. If you can't, then don't.
Another developmental first round pick, Eric Stokes.
Well, maybe they'll do something smart for once. I don't know. It's better than getting nothing from him.
Is it though? What are we playing for?
Because the team the offense runs better when he's not in there. Because Rodgers isn't sitting there looking at him for freaking 4 seconds, and the offensive line's got to block forever in a year. And then Billy Turner lets this guy go. And the next thing you know, Rodgers gets sacked.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
I can see it because they could play.
And you save like $9 million.
Yeah, they could adjust the way they play and spread the ball around more, feature Tunyon more.
This is the guy right here.
Just made the case for that. Aaron Jones more.
He's the key to the offense. This guy.
Pour a little sauce on there, and yeah, okay, all right. You sold me on it.
Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, Robert Tunyon, MVS, Randall Cobb now, Alan Lazard, freaking Amari Rodgers
too.
Well, yeah,
MVS has got to earn another contract this year. He's playing for a lot, so he's got to step it up in consistency. Lazard can fill kind of like the Adams role. He's not going to draw as much attention as Adams, but he can work the intermediate and the short stuff. And
Tunyon could do that too.
Right. So I could see it. And
now you got Randall Cobb can do that.
Right.
And Amari Rodgers can do that. The other thing is,
who's this kid that's coming on
Winfrey.
Strong and can't be at Winfrey? He's been making a lot of plays. Does he make the team and throw the whole thing out of whack?
Not if Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard and MVS and Randall Cobb and Amari Rodgers are there. He's never going to see the field.
What if Winfrey, who's been really impressive in practice, carries it over to preseason games, which other teams will see now? Because remember, last year that was different. You could hide guys who were really good because nobody saw them. Now this year, everybody's going to see him. So what if that kid gets in games in the preseason, tears it up? Are you gonna Taysom Hill him, roll the dice, see how it goes, try to get him back, hope to get him back to save, to hang on to like some of these other guys that have been the same guys for how many years? I mean, we know what St. Brown is, we know what Funchie is, we know what a couple of these other guys that are like, okay, do we really need to keep them around? Probably not.
I don't know.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
I just think that the offense runs better. Matt LaFleur would have to earn his money, though. I mean, he'd have to have a good offense, with awesome plays, and like use his players. I mean, the key to the Packers' success without Devontae Adams will be the play calling, will be the execution of the offense. I trust all of the other playmakers to execute in all facets of the game, the running game and the passing game. The guys I don't trust is mostly just Billy Turner when he's out there. The other guys, the other offensive linemen I trust. I mean, I don't know about Myers, but he's could be good. I mean, I don't know, but I still, it's up in the air. But the other guys, I trust they're going to do what they're supposed to do.
Well, I mean, the way they're talking about Jenkins this week too, holy man, like he's the best thing
They're
ever.
gonna have to pay him like a left tackle if they keep talking him up like this. These
The
idiots.
best offensive lineman they've ever seen in the history of the league. And it's like, wow, okay.
Well, we're
They're not
gonna have the highest paid guard, the highest paid left tackle, the highest paid cornerback, the highest paid defensive lineman, the highest paid quarterback. Where's all this money coming from?
I don't know.
Good God. People wanted to sign back Devontae Adams?
They can't. There's just no way they can. There's just no way. It's even if he wanted to take a bit of a discount, which he clearly does not. His public statements have shown you he wants to be paid as the man, the number one guy. They can't. They don't have the money for that to stick into a receiver. So it's done. And so it brings you. It's the conundrum. Do you do what Adam was talking about and try to get like top play out of the guy for one more year, or do you try to get something for him before you know you can't sign him back? I don't know. I'm not sure. And you clearly don't. I mean, I don't know if some of that's why if some of these young receivers or other receivers like step up. Let's say Funchess looks awesome in preseason. I'm trying to be Eckes here. Eckes loves Funchess, you know that. Come on. So let's say Funchess meets all of Eckes' dreams and he's awesome. And they're like, well, okay. And then they're looking at him. And then this Winfrey kid comes on. And then Malik Taylor's still really good and solid. And they're counting the numbers.
Reggie Begelton had a great day of practice yesterday, apparently.
We've heard about him too. And we've never seen him, but we heard about him in practice and practice squad and all this stuff. So then they start looking at all the numbers and who they got and how many they are going to keep.
Yeah, maybe but Rodgers would blow a nut. If they trade Devontae Adams, Rodgers would blow a nut.
Maybe not if they talk to him first.
Okay, well then they should talk to him first and be like, yeah, but they'd be afraid to talk to him because if they talk to him, then he doesn't like it. Guess who he's going to tell that they're thinking about trading him? He's going to tell Devontae, and then that's going to.
Then the trade doesn't go through, and
then it's a cancer in the locker room. It's a whole big mess. See, that's the reason why they don't talk to Rodgers about these moves. Because they know he'll tell his buddies what's going on, and then next thing you know, it's a mess.
I mean, Devontae, don't get me wrong. Devontae Adams makes crazy plays that I don't think anybody else on the team can make. But the thing you have to ask yourself, and the thing the Packers have to ask themselves, are do we need those crazy plays to be made if we're playing the offense differently and running the offense differently? And Ben would say, no, you don't need those crazy plays because you make the plays you can make, and that everybody can make.
This guy makes all the plays.
Woo! Rick says conventional approach would be to try to get something in return for Devontae, but that all goes out the window this year. We'll see.
The Raiders, Rick. You got a cap space of 17, or actually, if he trade him, I don't know if he's 17 million. I think his only the money that's owed him this year would go on your cap, so it'd only be like 9 million. The 8 million that the Packers state would pay him would still be on our cap.
All right.
Well, handled this year for 9 million, Rick. Come on, get a hold of your Raiders. Tell them to trade him over there. Then you got Darren Waller and Devontae Adams and Henry Ruggs and Jacobs and that one little tiny white dude, Hunter Renfro.
Oh yeah, Renfro. That's right. Forgot about him.
Come on, man. You lost Nelson Aguilar. You need another guy who's apparently can run deep and get a lot of catches from. I've never seen Nelson Aguilar have so many dang deep catches as I did last year. That's crazy. Oh, Rick don't want him.
Oh,
you said no,
on, Rick. Why not? Okay, well, as we approach an hour show here, I have to tell you about the last thing. The last thing we wrap up on is coming your way. An opportunity for you, the public, and all the Hafeman Bros faithful will now get to potentially experience Hafeman Bros shorts. Now that summer is wrapping up, we're going to come out with our own shorts. Branded HB H Bros shorts.
So like you're talking pants that aren't very long?
No, I'm trying to play with people here. No, YouTube is pushing. If you, I got a notification in the email from our channel, and they're saying, "Hey, YouTube wants to promote short videos." So they see what's happening with TikTok and how popular it is and all this sort of stuff. And so they are making their own little version to compete, which is called YouTube Shorts. So videos that are limited to, I think, 1 minute in length.
We
Or
can't do that.
maybe it's 5 minutes. Maybe it's 5 minutes tops.
Well, we
But
should. Yeah.
but I think it might be 1 minute. I got to go back and look at it.
It's
Oh
probably
no,
1 minute.
TikTok is. I don't remember. I got to check it out. Anyway, the short videos is the point. So I thought, what a challenge could that be for Hafeman Brothers to do some short videos and get in on the shorts game? Huh? There'll be quick takes on news of the day or Packer dirt of the day or whatever it is.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that do that have like 3-minute, 4-minute videos, and they get like 4,000 views, and the guy can't even talk. And I'm like, how do people watch this? The guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. He can't even speak English half the time. Well, he speaks English, but they're like,
they're not good communicators at all.
They don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
And a lot of them are just not very animated. Like, I can't do it. And we try to we put a lot of energy into our speaking to you about what we think about the Packer stuff. And maybe sometimes we're wrong and dumb and we say stupid stuff, especially me. But at least we're trying to make it interesting because that's how we really feel. And we're passionate about the Packers. You guys know that. And the Bucks, of course. Oh, Nichols sent the text. Do you see it?
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy is, so I don't care.
That guy is the punky guy when the Badgers beat Kentucky and went to the finals to face Duke. That was the punky little freshman guy who was super annoying. And yeah, the Badgers got jobbed, but he also made a bunch of shots that couldn't stop him. And he was flopping around and super cheap and annoying. That's who the Bucks just signed, Grayson Allen. Yuck. That makes me say yuck. So hopefully he doesn't get to play, or I don't know, but I don't like him one bit.
Whatever. Don't care.
All right.
I heard they lost PJ Tucker.
They did lose PJ Tucker, but they signed back Bobby Portis, so you should be happy about that.
I thought Bobby Portis was on a 2-year deal.
Nope. Huh. Now he is. And it seems like everybody else will be intact for the most part. But Tucker,
they should be fine as long as what's his face? What's his name?
Ragu. Big Ragu. Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, but he's not even that tall. Why is he big?
I don't know.
Anyways, as long as he's back, they'll be fine. They won't need PJ Tucker then.
Oh, but the Lakers are loading up with Russ and LeBron and Anthony Davis, and
yeah, it's because
somebody else. And
who cares? I don't care.
I say the Bucks will overcome all and make it back-to-backs. It'll be so good.
I don't know about that, but
all right. Finish up.
We got it this year. That's good enough.
Haven Bros shorts, first time in 50 years for the Bucks, so we like that. Giannis bring the trophy back from Greece at some point. You see that? He's got like the trophy, taking pictures with it at the Parthenon, and him and his brothers are sitting around the trophies. They took him over to Europe. The Bucks are just like, they don't care. They're like, just bring it back. You can do whatever you want with it. We don't care. First trophy in 50 years. Come on. That's crazy. Okay, Haven Bros shorts. It's going to be a challenge. Super challenge. And it's going to be a challenge for us for sure, but we're going to try it. I'm going to try to keep the 1-minute videos. Put the timer on. Well, the timer on. 1 minute.
Why don't you just take clips of our live shows and do that?
Nope.
Because some of them are good.
It's too hard. It's too hard to find them.
Yeah, but there's better. What? Whatever.
Plus, fresh content. And the way the thing is the shorts are going to they can be attached to your channel, but they're going to kind of live on their own. So you could have people who like to watch short videos discover you because they're more into like the short videos. And then they might also discover your other channel and then like come on board. So that's why they're also promoting the shorts. It's like another way to get it's going to run kind of parallel, but sort of separate with your regular channel. So Haven Bros shorts, you can order them. branded logos. No, just kidding. But Haven Bro short videos, and then maybe people were asking about merch last week. Maybe we get some merch in the future once we get going, as long as we can make a profit. Merch, right? No.
Sure.
All right, Haven Bros Packer Show. You guys have a good night. Rick says he's watching Drew and Chris help Team USA beat up France. Wow, that's a big recovery for Team USA. Pretty wild. Apparently Durant is the best basketball player in the world again, I guess. I don't know. That's what people are saying. Although maybe Drew Holiday is. I don't know. Maybe Giannis is. He's just not playing the Olympics. He's hanging out with the trophies. All right, bro. I love you. Everybody else, take care of yourself. Nico,